Asher-Smith, former world champion, 2019 in Doha, when she was right at the top of her game. Still a world force in 200 and 100 meter running, British record holder. The Olympic champion, Gabby Thomas, serenely made her way through the rounds in Paris, had such a great season last year. Really looking forward to seeing a race here. The previously mentioned Nasser of Bahrain, last weekend in the Dominican Republic, she ran the quickest 400 in the world yet this year. Yes, it's early, but she's in good form. Then we've got Nikisha Price, the first Jamaican ever to run under 49 seconds. And again, a pretty decent 200 meter runner, but this is not her main event. Same for Alexis Holmes. Her top 9 times out of her top 10 were all set in 2024. So an improving athlete. 25-year-old, as I said, come over after the World Indoor Championships in China. Well, Paulino, who moved to the 400, I guess probably in around about 2020, and has dominated that event, certainly last year. Talitha Diggs in lane 2. And then Stacey Ann Williams of Jamaica. Fresh from a new indoor 400 personal best. Lane 1 maybe tough in this 200 then. Hansen, what we're looking for here?
Well, Paulino needs to at least come out of here with at least 5 points, because obviously to win, you get a little boost with the 12 points to win the deuce. Gabby and Dina are really going to be battling for that, and I think that they know that they're going to have a good chance at that 100K if they jump out in front with the points in this early race. Spoke to Dina like yesterday, and Dina actually said that she's really focused on that 4. Very confident about her too. So that 400 is going to be something special when she gets out there.
Dina Asher-Smith in lane 8. Gabby Thomas, Olympic champion, in 7. Safely away first time. Asher-Smith got out pretty good. Nasser just got left a little bit. You'd expect that by the 2 sprinters on the outside. But it's Gabby Thomas around the top end, who's just got half a meter on Dina Asher-Smith. And Thomas normally starts to go away from this point. Nasser running well in 3rd at the moment. And then there's a battle with Paulino charging down the last 30-40, but it's going to be Gabby Thomas. Asher-Smith might just hang on here. It's Gabby Thomas, but Paulino with a real surge, taking 2nd place, and that will be really, really significant. We expected Gabby Thomas to come away with a win, 22.62 in these conditions. That's pretty swift, that's pretty good. But Paulino, that is significant. You get 12 points for winning, you get 8 points for 2nd. But when we cast this forward to the 400 tomorrow and the possible result there, let's say the possible result, that is significant for Paulino.
Nah, it's absolutely significant, because she's obviously going to do her thing in the 4. For her to come 2nd, I didn't expect that, man. Gabby getting 1st place obviously makes sense. She's the Olympic champion, but for Paulino to come out of there with those extra points, she's going to end up having a good chance at that 100K.
Dina always runs a pretty good turn, transition in the home straight here. Gabby Thomas just moved away, just got that gap, and it looked as though Dina was rallying again here.
You know what, Gabby ran a much better turn than I expected. She's tall. You don't expect the taller sprinters to have such a good turn, but she's efficient. And once she gets on the straightaway and lets those limbs go, I mean, she's really, really hard to beat. I expected it to be a lot tighter with her, Dina. And that wasn't the case, but Paulino coming 2nd in that race, I think, is the big story.
Well, and so much hype has been on Gabby Thomas since the Olympics, and then since she announced early on that she was going to be running this series of Grand Slams. So look at that huge smile. She must feel really good breaking the tape.
You know what?
Well, you know, the expected winner, but not expected 2nd. Let's just check the result there. 22.62, as I mentioned, 22.93. It's the season's best, because she hasn't raced yet for Paulino.
Right.
But the more significant thing for her is finishing 2nd. Dina Asher-Smith took 3rd spot. Lower down.
Wants the double. She won the 100, and now she wants the 200-meter title tonight. Natasha McDonald of Canada will start in lane number 9, 2nd in her semi-final. 23.21 seconds this season. In lane number 8, Ella Connolly of Australia, 4th at the World Junior Championships over 400 meters 4 years ago. under 23 seconds this year. There'll be a huge roar for the athlete in 7. Elaine Thompson-Herah, second fastest woman of all time over 100, the third fastest of all time over 200. Favor Ofili of Nigeria, their national record holder, the 19-year-old, will start in lane number 6. Natalia White of Jamaica will start in 5, 8th in the 100-meter final here, 4th at the Jamaican National Championships this year over this distance. Christine Mboma from Namibia, the 19-year-old national record holder, has had her injury problems this year, but she's back. She's in this final and starts in 4. Beth Dobbin of Scotland. The line-up in lane number 3, a semi-finalist in the Olympics last year, the Scottish record holder, 22.5 at her best. And completing the lineup from the Gambia, Gina Bass. Just outside 23 seconds in qualifying. She starts in lane number 2. So the final track action on this Saturday night. Bass, Dobbin, Mboma, White, Ofili, Thompson-Herah, there she is, Connolly and McDonald. She won the 100 metres in 10.95 seconds. That was her first individual Commonwealth Games medal. The athlete that's done the double-double, the 100 and 200 metres at 2 Olympics in a row, is aiming to win the 200-metre title here. Still shouts from fans around the crowd. But a clean start. Thompson-Herah has got out nicely in lane number 7. She's took the stagger from Connolly outside of her. She's eating it up, the Jamaican. Thompson-Herah into the home straight. Ofili, the Nigerian, in second in the lane inside of her. And Mbomma's going to get the bronze. Keep your eye on the clock. 22.02 seconds. I thought it was under threat, and she's taken the game's record off Shawnate Miller-Weibo. A plus 0.6 metre wind. It was brilliant from Elaine Thompson-Herah, and now she's the double Commonwealth champion. She got exactly what she wanted here in Birmingham. Ofili picks up the silver, and Mboma the bronze. Both games' records have gone in the 200 metres, Steph Reed. What a brilliant end to the evening on the track.
Well, something about running at night here, it's just been magical. And do you know what? It wasn't that dramatic in the end. It pretty much went to script. Elaine made her presence known on the bend, and the race really was, in the end, for the silver and the bronze. And I'm just so pleased for her. You know, perhaps she didn't have the championships that she wanted in Eugene, but she has come back, and she has finished her season on her terms. You can see her third from the left in the screen. And you can, I mean, just in those first 20 meters, her stall was set out. The moment she was gone around that bend, no one was going to catch her. But the interesting battle was happening at the back as Christine Mboma we didn't really know what she was going to do. As you say, she was coming back from injury. Her very first 200, really, that we'd seen her in was in the heats. But Favor Ofili managed to hold her off for that silver medal.
It was a huge win in the end. Such is the class of Elaine Thompson-Herah. And it means a lot for an athlete that has everything. Her house just sparkles of pure gold back in Jamaica. And as we said at the start of tonight's broadcast, Jamaican Independence Day today, and they've had a storming session here again in Birmingham. It was never in doubt, as you say, Steph. She went round the bend. She held her form wonderfully well. At her best, 21.53, but 22.02 tonight, and the gold medal.
And I love it. She's been so honest in her intention all the time. I want to be the greatest sprinter of all time.
Women's sprinting has entered a fascinating era where established champions and new generation stars collide on the biggest stages. From Kingston's Grand Slam track meet to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, the 200 meters has become a battlefield of speed, strength, and legacy. When comparing the performances of Gabby Thomas, Dina Asher-Smith, Elaine Thompson-Herah, Natalia White, and Favor Ofili, we see not just different races, but different sprinting philosophies and competitive moments. In Kingston, the spotlight was firmly on Gabby Thomas. The American Olympic medalist delivered a composed and technically sharp performance, stopping the clock at 22.62 seconds under challenging conditions. Starting from lane 7, Thomas executed the curve with impressive control. Her stride pattern remained relaxed yet powerful, allowing her to transition smoothly into the home straight. Dina Asher-Smith, the 2019 world champion, attacked the bend aggressively and tried to pressure Thomas early. For the first half of the race, it looked like a true head-to-head duel. However, the final 80 meters told a different story. Thomas demonstrated superior speed endurance. Her tall frame, sometimes considered a disadvantage on tight curves, proved no obstacle. Once she opened her stride in the straight, she separated decisively. Asher-Smith began to fade slightly over the last 50 meters, ultimately finishing third. The race highlighted Thomas's efficiency and current dominance in the half-lap event. In contrast, the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham showcased the championship mentality of Elaine Thompson-Herah. After winning the 100 meters in 10.95 seconds earlier that week, she entered the 200-meter final with momentum and authority. Unlike the tactical duel in Kingston, this race was about control from start to finish. Thompson-Herah powered through the curve with trademark explosiveness, quickly neutralizing challenges from Natalia White and Nigeria's Favor Ofili. White showed determination, while Ofili displayed strong mid-race mechanics and impressive turnover. But Thompson-Herah's combination of raw acceleration and championship composure proved overwhelming. Her ability to maintain form under pressure, especially after already claiming gold in the 100-meter, underlined her elite competitive resilience. Completing the sprint double reaffirmed her place among the greats of her era. The comparison between these races reveals key contrasts. Thomas's victory in Kingston emphasized progression and current form, a statement performance against a former world champion. Thompson-Herah's triumph in Birmingham represented legacy and consistency at a multi-sport championship. Asher-Smith, once the dominant 200m force in 2019, now faces a new generation pushing the event forward. Meanwhile, athletes like Ofili and White symbolize the depth and global spread of talent in women's sprinting. Technically, Thomas relies on rhythm and controlled build-up speed. Thompson-Herah thrives on explosive acceleration and maintaining maximal velocity. Asher-Smith's strength historically lies in her powerful drive phase and bend running, though maintaining top-end speed against emerging stars has become more challenging. Together, these performances illustrate how the women's 200 meters continues to evolve. It is no longer dominated by a single name, but defined by dynamic rivalries, tactical variety, and constant generational change. Whether it's Thomas asserting present dominance or Thompson-Herah reinforcing her legacy, one thing is clear. The women's 200-meter remains one of the most electrifying events in global athletics.